Well, here I am on the homestead. Yesterday I got that mower running, and I cut down some of these weeds in the backyard. But we also bought some T111 from a surplus store. It was way thicker than we wanted, but you know, it's almost twice as thick as we want, which is fine. I'm going to use it for underpinning. So that's what I'm out here doing here a little bit. The missus is working on breakfast, so that's going to come first. But anyway, I want to say happy Labor Day to everybody. I heard the door. I don't know if that means there was a dog let out. Yeah, it was a dog let out. So anyway, over here in this corner, in case you're wondering what that is, that's not just weed. That's a weed in the true sense of the word. That's an unwanted plant. That's Priscilla mint. We are going to get rid of that. I'm going to have to take a weed eater to it and whack it down and then take it to the burn pile. Priscilla mint is supposed to be really toxic to all the animals. So we don't want it around the place. It's about to go to seed. I don't think it actually has yet. I do have a weed eater, and I'm going to play with it because it's got to come out of the way to get what I want done. What I want done is underpin that. I want to go from that corner behind me over there. That's why I moved this fence panel, this temporary fence for the chickens, and I want to go from that corner all the way around, catch this corner of the porch, and this side of the porch over here. Yeah, this side of the porch over here. Yeah, okay, now I see it. Okay, you gotta remember it's a reverse image. But that from that corner of the porch down there where the old furnace is, all the way around to that. I think I've got enough to do that. All that metal, I'll take it down. I plan to put a doghouse up underneath there, because she just might use a doghouse if she feels like it's big enough. Yeah. She won't use this doghouse that I put in right here. This is the mini pigs before they get big enough for the big house that she was using for a doghouse, which she didn't go in that one very often either. But, you know, you provide it. If they don't use it, well, that's on them. So, okay, there'll be more clips down the road. I gotta finish feeding the critters. Alright, so I'm going to be using this paneling for underpinning that section of the roof, that section of the house I was showing you a minute ago. And I could use these sawhorses, but they're buried and they are getting kind of weak and wobbly. And I just figured I better make me some new ones. These are not real complicated to make. These are just temporary sawhorses, what they was. I got them from Houston, brought them up here. So they've been temporary for 2 years and they're still working. But they're not real hard to make. You basically cut you a 2x4 for the webbing, and then you cut you another 2x4 for the bottom, the top and the bottom. The bottom one doesn't have to go all the way across, as you can see. I'm gonna make them a little bit different. I'm gonna use 2x6s for the top, and use 2x4s for the rest of it. The legs are 34 inches, thereabouts. So I'll do that. I got a bunch of 2x4s here that came out of crate material, and I'll use up some of this for 2x4s. Got one 2x6 here, but it's twisted, so it should work for the top, I think. I might even get 2 pieces out of it. Oh, I don't know. It is pretty bent. It is pretty bad off. Yeah, it's got a pretty good smiley face in it. So I don't know. It's got a double smiley. I don't know if that's any good or not. It might be if I cut it off. Yeah, it might be. I need it to be at least 5 foot wide because my panels are 4 feet. Two sawhorses will do the trick. I'm just going to attach it with screws because I don't have a nail gun or a compressor. So, that's part of the project. Peace. Well, there you have it, guys. One of two sawhorses I got built. Building, well, the top board, we bought it out the half price pile at our local scrap lumber yard. The rest of it is crate lumber that I picked up from work. So there's one sawhorse, and if it is indeed a whole lot of twisting going on, but it should be flat enough to hold a panel and do that. It is 5 foot wide. I made the legs 3 foot tall, which puts it at a decent cutting height. So there's a sawhorse. Peace, guys.
2,000 years later.
Well, folks, I'm back out here. This is another weekend, another day. Try to start the underpinning. I did some one buys. I cut some one buys down last weekend, and that's basically all I did. But the days are getting cooler. It's September, and I've got a lot of things I want to do, and I'm not doing them. But we're gonna work on at least underpinning today. All right, so I'm starting to frame in where I'm going to put some underpinning. I put a top rail up. I'm putting the bottom rail up. If you'll notice, there's a 2x4 that's a block underneath that rail that I'm putting up. The reason is I'm going to do everything I can to avoid having wood sit actually on the ground. I want to give it eventually about 3/4 of an inch off the ground when I actually put this in. I want it to knock the wind, but eventually along the way, dirt will build up against the siding. And, of course, when you come through with the weed eater, you'll be weed eating, and you'll be hitting the bottom of it anyway, but not so much if there's like 3/4 of an inch, and that's really not that much. But that I'm trying to avoid wicking on the wood, so that's what I'm doing. Another thing is this is a rail, this is underpinning, and it's non-structural. Right there is a knot. What I'm gonna do is back that knot up with just one piece of 1x right here. Back that up with a couple screws, and then I gotta put another block at the tail of that one so that I can run the runner the rest of the way. And I'll also put rebar stakes behind this rail. Yeah, this is Midge. Every time I come out, she's looking for attention. But anyway, that's Midge. And like I said, I'll put rebar stakes behind it to help support it. I'll show that in a minute. I think the best thing about homesteading, when you're doing it for yourself, is you got to make it look nice. But at the same time, if it isn't exactly what you wanted, you can look at it and say, is it going to work? And if you can say, yes, it's going to work, then you just leave it and keep going. Why I say all that? Well, because when I started, that top rail, I started measuring from here. Ding. Then I come over here to finish up the rail, and I measured from that end. I started the panels at that end. That throwed the middle, this board right here, throwed it off. That means that one's going to be off, that one's going to be off, and that one's going to be off. One on the end? No, not so much. But I think where I'm going to end up is I'm going to end up with a little bitty narrow piece down here at this end. I think that's what's going to happen. This is basically an overlap joint. So down here, yeah, I'm glad to do something. I don't know what. I'll figure it out when I get there. I want to put a doghouse under that roof, under the floor right here, where this tin is now. I want to put a doghouse in there and make it about 2 feet wide or so. So I don't know exactly what I'll do when I get here. I know I need another sheet, and when I get that sheet, I probably ain't gonna have enough to get another sheet out of it, because they're not running 24 inches. They're running a little over 24 inches. So by the time I get that third sheet in here, it's not going to fit. And I may just go ahead, because that one there could be moved. That stick right there could be moved fairly easy. I think I may go ahead and move it and move that one. Yeah, I may do that. Anyway, that's kind of what it looks like. I'll throw some cheap white paint on it. Call it good, but I ain't got the paint yet. According to Walmart, it's about $30 a gallon. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so I got three panels up. I was worried about my panel being too short, but 4 feet, it comes out. I don't think I can do this one-handed. Maybe. About 4 feet. Comes out right about perfect. So I'm good. Oh, I don't know what happened here. It started going downhill, I guess because the porch is not square or something. I don't know. But anyway, it started going downhill, so I'll catch it up. When I put my next one in, I'll bring it in right here so that I don't have such bad gap. And I don't know. Later down the road, I might run a one by across there and trim it out. I don't know. I've got an idea for framing in the porch, and I might do that. And if I do that, then this will be a wall right here, and I'll hang it down and catch it like that. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I do have plans to turn this into a insulated room, though. So anyway, I got projects at 2, so I need to go ahead and wrap this one up and work on putting together a little video. We'll take a break and go to another project. Peace, guys.